Hello guys and welcome to my channel. We're here to talk about the latest chapter of One Piece 1080. A really incredible chapter which was this time not centralized in Egghead, but more about what's happening in the pirate island Hachinosu. There are a lot of things to say about this chapter and we'll talk about everything here in this video. Don't forget to like it, comment, or even subscribe to help support my channel and so you won't miss any of my future chapter reviews. Now let's get right into talking about the chapter in detail and most importantly about the hero of the marine, Monkey D. Garp, his powers and his future role in One Piece. At first, let's talk about everything that's happening in the pirate island. As I said earlier, this chapter is not about Egghead this time. We're getting more and more information on what's happening around the world and I think it's a great strategy by Oda while we're in the same arc. It's really cool learning about what's happening with Kobe, Garp, or even Shanks in the last chapter. Oda started using this strategy more often since Wano and those chapters are always so hyped. But anyways, there are a lot of things to say about this chapter and it's probably going to be my longest video. So let's get right into the details of the chapter. It starts with Kobe, who at that moment already succeeded in escaping his prison cell and was fighting pirates around the island. Perona, who was trying to save his captain Maria, ended up seeing Kobe first and decided to free him, and of course that was to get more help because she definitely can't free Maria herself. We don't know how she even found the island, but it is obvious that when she left Mihawk's castle, she was going straight to help her captain. I mean, this alliance is really interesting as they both met Luffy at least once throughout his journey and they both have pink hair. Bruh. Okay, I guess that was not interesting. But anyways, we now finally have Kobe's bounty and also the way Cross Guild give away their bounties. Remember they said in chapter 1058 that they'll start putting bounties on the Marines' heads and everyone in the community was so hyped as it was so cool to have the idea of giving Marines bounty because we all once asked ourselves, if Garp or any of these admirals had a bounty, what would it be? Well, now it's possible because of Crocodile being the leader of the underworld, which once financed Vegapunk's researches, and that just shows that they have a lot of money for that system. Now we'll get to see more of it, however, it's really important to note that the way they give away the bounties and how the world government do it are not the same. Kobe has a 5-star bounty which is worth 500 million according to the pirates around. This is literally Luffy's bounty for everything he did until after Dressrosa when he beat Doflamingo, which is really crazy to me. Not saying that he doesn't deserve to have that much on his head because it is totally explainable as he is a hero now. However, a captain of the Marines shouldn't normally be worth that much. And the question I or most people would have here is why give someone like Kobe who isn't the strongest in the Marines a 5-star bounty? Maybe it's not the max they are giving, however, if 5 stars is worth 500 million, then the only way I would explain it would be that they don't have as much money and influence as the World Government Organization to put bounties like 1 to 4 billion in one head. But anyways, let's get into the next part of the chapter where we started seeing some of the commanders from the Blackbeard pirates who were present in the island at that moment. The author also revealed each of their devil fruits names and how they all actually work. First was Shiryu of the Rain himself, the right-hand man who we already knew in chapter 925 that he ate the clear fruit, which makes him invisible to his enemies. Then we got the corrupt king, Avaro Pizarro, an island man who ate the island fruit. Then the next one revealed was the heavy drinker Vasco Shot, a booze man who ate the glug fruit, a fruit that allows him to create bubbles of alcohol, and that also explains why he was threatening to burn the island. And finally, the last one was the colossal battleship San Juan Wolf, a giant man who ate the big fruit and became a giantification man. Something interesting about the devil fruits Blackbeard chose to give his commanders is that none of them seems to be a broken fruit compared to the others we've seen so far in the series. In my opinion, Shiryu got the best out of all of them, however, with a good observation haki, any character should be able to see him. And it's also really important to note that he's out of the equations on who's coming to Egghead, and like I said in my recent chapter review, Aokiji or even Blackbeard would be more interesting to see in there, as he is Luffy's #1 rival since the beginning of One Piece. Some even say that it might be Law coming to the island, and if that's the case, Blackbeard being the final villain should really be questioned. I personally do think that Rox will come back as a final villain, and we'll talk about that more in a theory video dropping next week. Anyways, Blackbeard is failing everything, literally everything he's trying to do after the time skip. He went to Amazon Lily to get Boa's fruit and failed. Then he captured Kobe himself, who helped him in the Rookie Port incident, which played a huge role into making him a Yonko, and failed again because he cannot use him to negotiate with the world government. So failing again against Law would, in my opinion, really put him out of the equation. And we need to talk about how Blackbeard's brain only works against Shanks. Like bro, out of anyone in the Marines and the world government, you decided to capture Kobe? That was a good opportunity presented in Amazon Lily, but in order to negotiate better with the world government, you gotta find a better person. Like I said, we learned in the chapter that he captured him just to negotiate with the world government to officially be considered as the king of the island. A thing that goes against what Blackbeard has been doing ever since, because he always wanted the One Piece. That's why I said it goes against his normal personality that we know to negotiate with the world government just to be the king of that island only. The Pirate King is supposed to have the greatest influence around the world, so it's really not smart to be affiliated with the world government and be stuck in that island forever. In my opinion, he definitely has a plan, so let's just wait and see. I'm just saying that even though he's a hero, Blackbeard should have made more researches on who Kobe is, because he literally got an explanation of why his plans wouldn't work from Aokiji, who was inside his crew. And actually, let's talk about that Aokiji. He doesn't beat Big Mom. Bruh. Okay, we're not here for that. But what if Aokiji is part of the Swords and is infiltrated in the Blackbeard's pirates to take him down from the inside? I mean, it's going to be a plausible scenario if that happens. In that case, everything in the pirate island would actually turn upside down. Being a member of Sword allows the person to have a certain freedom over the other Marines. So for example, if a Sword member does something bad, it's up to the world government to decide if they would recognize him as part of them or not. So Aokiji might have done this deal with them when he lost against Akainu and was given a mission to destroy the crew from the inside. That's why he told Blackbeard that it's impossible to negotiate with the world government using someone like Kobe, because they wouldn't care about it at all. He's not fully part of them. Oof, that was a lot of information. Now let's get into the next part of the chapter, the most interesting part, where the Swords actually arrived to save Kobe. So first sword revealed in the chapter will be Kujaku, the granddaughter of the legend Suru. She ate the whip fruit. They basically got the same devil fruits, but Kujaku's would allow her to control people or things she hit with the whip. So here she is moving the buildings, gathering them all in one place, and to be honest, I really like the fruit. It's really cool. Then next we got Hibari. She was already revealed in chapter 1061, where she was seen with Helmeppo crying about Kobe. But damn, she was so fine. Her devil fruit name wasn't revealed, but it allows her to turn, for example, bullets into flowers, just like in the chapter. I think this power would have more use against fathers. I don't really see it doing something to strong people. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen that, but she was using one of those special guns from Vegapunk. And finally, the last one revealed here is Prince Groose, a clayman with the Skullskush fruit. He can create golems with that clay, and I think it's a really cool devil fruit. But something that needs to be mentioned here is how Oda, after 25 years, still manages to vary and look after his character designs. They're all really amazing. He is the only author that would literally create anything and it would actually work. I mean, just take a look at these ones. Come on, you like them. But anyways, we really gotta thank Oda for the work he's been putting, man. The Swords organization is really a success, I don't care. I mean, just take a look at Prince Groose and Hibari. Oh my god, they're so cool. Characters like Helmeppo and Tashigi are also here. So yeah, this arc is getting better and better. I can see it being a top 3 by the end. Now let's talk about the real deal. He is not here to play around, definitely not. I'm of course talking about the legendary hero of the Marine, Monkey D. Garp. He's here to save his student Kobe, who was captured. By the way, Kobe himself is questioning why Garp and the others would go that far just to save him. But like Garp said in the chapter, he is the future of the Marines and his favorite student. Garp was already confronted in making a choice of either saving Ace or fighting alongside the Marines, and we know how it ended. He's just not going to watch that happen again. We know he didn't accept to be an admiral because he doesn't want to deal with the Celestial Dragons. And he really pulled up not caring about anything and used his first named attack called the Galaxy Impact, and there are chances that he might have used Conqueror's coding in that attack, which is really not surprising. Garp is really strong, man, and because there is no defense against Fist of Love, you'd better watch out for his punches. He's been destroying mountains, fighting the strongest pirates of his generation without a devil fruit, which really excites me. And it's really not hard to tell that Garp has Conqueror's Haki because of the God Valley incident. It was full of conquerors, and the way the author is presenting this power is the most important thing in the world. And I was talking about it in one of my videos about him. If you don't have this power, you won't compete with top tiers. So in order to fight the likes of Big Mom, Whitebeard or Kaido at God Valley, who are confirmed users of Conqueror's Haki, Garp needs this power too. It's just supposed to be as simple as that. He was not interested, like I said earlier, in being an admiral because he doesn't want to deal with the celestial dragons, and he also knows that he can't change the system by his own. And I do believe in the Monkey D alliance before the end of the show to fight for the same cause. He is not against the idea of his son being a revolutionary because we've seen him in Water 7 talk about dragon like it's supposed to be a normal thing, which is not. Dragon is a criminal. He also mentioned something like him sometimes meeting with Dragon. In Marineford, we've seen Sengoku stop Garp because he was going straight to Akainu, and oh my god, he was going to rip him apart. Sengoku is a smart guy. With the old characters in One Piece though, we seem to notice that they lose their original strength with age. Rayleigh is an example of this. He wasn't sick but couldn't use all his powers from his prime against Kizaru because he wasn't active for 20 years. However, the whole point of this is that Garp was still active and not stated to be sick, so he's still really strong. And I don't know what Oda is doing right now, but he better not kill Garp or have him captured. We all once dreamed of this powerful family's alliance and it really gotta happen. However, if Garp really has to die or be captured, he gotta really do something heroic. Garp is the hero of the Marines, Roger's rival, and most importantly Luffy's grandpa. He is an important character that cannot go down like that without doing something. He could, for example, let the others escape and stay there alone fighting against pirates to make sure that happens. And that would be a great scenario the author really has to consider, because when he's exhausted or really drained in the fight, he could show us some of the stuff about what happened in God Valley. Maybe the author didn't show it for Big Mom and Kaido but saved it for Garp, and that would really be amazing. Anyways, I really enjoyed the chapter. When one of my favorite characters appear in the manga, I always go all out on the reviews and maybe talk too much. I also got a theory coming out next week about rocks, so stay tuned because it will be a banger. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, subscribe to my channel and join the crew. Sayonara.